The phrase living beyond limits, consequences of missing the decisive decade for preserving our planet's life supporting systems, underscores the critical importance of the current period in addressing environmental challenges. It highlights the urgent need for action to mitigate climate change and protect ecosystems, as the decisions made in this decisive decade will have profound and long lasting consequences on the planet's ability to sustain life. Below are some key points and potential consequences if humanity fails to act decisively. 1. Escalation of climate change. Rising global temperatures, failure to reduce greenhouse gas emissions could lead to a global temperature increase exceeding 2 degrees Celsius, triggering catastrophic climate impacts. Extreme weather events, more frequent and severe hurricanes, droughts, heat waves, and floods, resulting in loss of lives, property, and livelihoods. Melting ice and rising sea levels, accelerated polar ice melt and thermal expansion of oceans will inundate coastal cities and displace millions. 2. Loss of biodiversity. Mass extinction. Species extinction rates are already 1,000 times higher than natural background rates. Missing this decade could push countless species beyond recovery. Ecosystem collapse. Coral reefs, rainforests, and other critical ecosystems could face irreversible damage, disrupting food chains and biodiversity. Loss of ecosystem services. Vital services such as pollination, water purification, and carbon sequestration could be severely compromised. 3. Human health and livelihoods. Health crises, increased air pollution, heat stress, and the spread of vector-borne diseases like malaria and dengue due to changing climates. Food and water insecurity, crop failures, declining fish stocks, and water scarcity will put billions at risk of hunger and dehydration. Economic disruption. The global economy will suffer from the cost of disaster recovery, loss of productivity, and damage to infrastructure. 4. Social and political instability. Climate migration. Millions of people could be forced to migrate due to rising sea levels, desertification, and extreme weather, leading to humanitarian crises. Conflict over resources. Competition for dwindling resources such as water and arable land could exacerbate tensions and lead to conflicts. Inequality. Vulnerable communities, particularly in developing countries, will bear the brunt of climate impacts, worsening global inequalities. 5. Feedback loops and irreversible tipping points. Permafrost thaw. Release of methane from thawing permafrost could accelerate global warming. Amazon rainforest dieback. The loss of the Amazon as a carbon sink could further destabilize the climate. Ocean acidification. Continued CO2 absorption by oceans will harm marine life and disrupt ecosystems. Call to action. To avoid these dire consequences, immediate and coordinated global action is essential. Key measures include rapid decarbonization, transition to renewable energy sources, phase out fossil fuels, and commit to net zero emissions. Global cooperation, strengthen international agreements like the Paris Accord, and ensure accountability. Conservation efforts, protect and restore ecosystems, enforce anti-deforestation laws, and promote sustainable land use. Innovation and technology, invest in clean energy technologies, carbon capture, and climate-resilient infrastructure. Public awareness and advocacy, educate individuals, communities, and industries about their role in combating climate change. The decisive decade is not just a window of opportunity, but a moral imperative to act. The choices we make today will determine the future of life on Earth for generations to come.